The state of One Piece anime is really sad. I'm gonna explain why I think that the anime of One Piece is really falling down because of you people. Alright, so this video, I know a lot of people are geeks about the animation and a lot of people are addicted or worshipping to animation, and this video I think is pointing to you guys, okay? If you're just a normal guy who enjoys watching and reading One Piece, this video isn't for you. And let's just argue about it like a gentleman and let's not fight about it, okay? But if you're a geek who's addicted to the whole animation thing, this video is really to you. And yes, if you want to fight about it, we can fight about it. I couldn't care less, and you can get the fuck out of my channel. And I really don't want to see you again ever in my channel, okay? And I can totally block you and you're never gonna see me, okay? So that's not my point, and I really don't care about you. But the thing is, I really wanted to talk about the anime of One Piece, okay? And it's not about toy animation actually, it's about the people who are addicted to the whole animation thing, okay? I think it all started in 2018, 2019 probably, when Kimetsu no Yaiba anime started, and the whole animation industry, I think, changed. I think, look, the animation changed throughout two things. Number one, the movies, the anime movies. It really changed the whole animation thing, but it's totally different because the budget, the budget of the movies are really different from the budgets of the normal episode who's gonna be a weekly thing, okay? So that's totally different. Until Ufotable came and changed the whole industry, the whole animation industry, in my opinion, okay? It all started with Kimetsu no Yaiba. Kimetsu no Yaiba, in my opinion, changed the industry of animation because it, look, I can say it evolved it, okay? But somehow evolved it in the wrong way, because I feel like people became addicted to the whole animation thing and stopped thinking about the most important thing while watching some anime, is that to enjoy it, right? And it's wrong about One Piece, because One Piece anime and manga is totally different. Because why? Because I think One Piece is totally different because I think 90% of people who read or watch the story of One Piece reads the manga, right? Except for those who pretend to be like geeks or pretend to be the guys who just care about the animation and the colors and all that bullshit, okay? So yeah, I feel like 90% of people just read the manga and they don't even care about the anime. So these people ruined the whole thing for the ones who only watch One Piece anime, okay? Why? Because many people now care about the animation and care about the colors and care about, I don't know, how the character moves and all that bullshit, and just couldn't give a damn about the story itself. I remember one episode, and it was chapter 1037, and it was the episode that Zunisha arrived at the first time in Wano, and it was shocking, and it was the first time the Gorosei were talking about a certain devil fruit, and it was insane. And do you remember what people were thinking about this episode? Not about the chapter was insane, and many people were giving it 10 out of 10, okay? Do you remember what people, and in the same episode, or in the same chapter, 1037, it was the continuing of the fight, of the great fight of Luffy versus Kaido. Do you remember what people thought about it in the anime? They think that it was a disappointing episode. And why? Because they're total geeks who only care about the animation. And look, I know now you're watching my video and you started writing like an idiot in the comments and started with your keyboard and you started writing some bullshit. Look, the thing is, I really don't care about what you're gonna write. It's simple. I can delete it, I can block you, I can do whatever I want to do in my channel. The thing is, my last couple of videos been like 20 views or something. Like, I couldn't care less about the views right now, and I'm just tired, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. Look, before I was really afraid of what people are gonna think about what I'm gonna say and what people might write in the comments, and people are gonna start writing, you don't know about One Piece, huh? You never watched One Piece, you only watched One Piece through reels. Okay, well, guess what? You're an idiot, okay? You're an idiot, okay? So whatever I'm gonna say right now, I'm correct and you're wrong, okay? I'm talking directly towards those geeks. You gentlemen are respectful and I really respect you guys, okay? I'm not talking to you, okay? So the thing is, why people ruined the anime of One Piece. And the anime of One Piece are never gonna be the same, okay? I feel like the anime of One Piece is never gonna be the same. Why? Because of those people. Those people, since the time Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba peaked, it peaked the animation, okay? Look, there's not a single studio, there's not a single anime that can reach the god animation, the god tier animation of Kimetsu no Yaiba. Okay, so the thing is, it became competitive thing about, look, it's not what story is better anymore. It's what animation is better, I guess. I mean, I remember many people were saying that the animation of One Piece is now better than the animation of Kimetsu no Yaiba. Why do you care about that bullshit, man? I mean, also, if you read the manga of One Piece, why do you even give a damn about what studio animates better? Why do you even care about it? It's gonna ruin your enjoyment, you idiot. It's not gonna be fun for you. It'll never be the same. It will never be the same. By the way, you watch the anime you're watching right now, it's never gonna be the same. If you're gonna be a complete idiot who thinks about, no, the animation of this episode was bullshit, despite the fact that we saw Gear 5th, and we saw Roger is actually alive, and we saw Kaido killing Whitebeard. But guess what? The animation wasn't at the same level as Kimetsu no Yaiba. Well, doesn't that is gonna ruin the whole enjoyment thing, in your opinion? Isn't that gonna ruin your perspective of the way you're watching One Piece or the way you're watching any anime now? It's gonna be different, right? So that's what I really wanted to say, that people, the geeks who just care about the animation, look, I'm specifically talking about One Piece, okay, but it can't, you can even mention that in any anime, okay, in any manga / anime, because whatever adaptation is gonna be, like on One Piece, on Bleach, on Jujutsu Kaisen, on Kimetsu no Yaiba, anything, it's just different when you've already read the manga. Just shut the fuck up and don't ruin it for those who only watch the anime, because it was disappointing for me when I realized that this episode of Zunisha arriving in Wano and the Goroshi talking about a certain a certain devil fruit, sorry, and continuing the fight of Kaido and Luffy, and guess what people were saying? This episode was disappointing. Like, what the fuck? How do you even watch One Piece? Well, you're just a geek who think the director of this episode is gonna be Takehiro, I don't know who is this guy, and the guy who's gonna be the supervisor of the animation is Why do you even care about it? Do you even get money talking about this bullshit? No. Then get the fuck out of here. Why do you even care about it? You're just ruining it for people who love One Piece. You're just ruining it for people who love the anime of One Piece. Like, my own brother is not reading the manga of One Piece, and I've been trying to convince him, because I've been telling him that the anime of One Piece is shit because of those people, because of how Toei Animation is going through, because of how Toei Animation is willing to do for One Piece right now, because it's just about the animation, it's never about the story anymore. I've been trying to convince my brother to of course read the manga of One Piece, but I don't know, he's not related, he's not emotionally related to the manga, okay? He's telling me that I cannot read it and I cannot feel emotions and all that, and I totally get it, okay? So those people who just wants to watch the anime of One Piece and just enjoy it every single week, but guess what? You're ruining it for them, because they can't even express their enjoyment for the episode, because guess what? Whenever I'm enjoying a certain episode, you're gonna be a total jackass who just gonna try to convince me that this episode was shit because the animation was bad. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. Well, guess what? Nobody gives a shit about what you think. So stop doing this bullshit and ruin it for everybody, and just shut the fuck up and try to collect those hundreds of likes like an idiot who just worships the like, and start doing whatever I want to do. I know many people, I know it's a trend right now, and oh god, I love Kimetsu no Yaiba, but I hate Kimetsu no Yaiba for starting this bullshit. Kimetsu no Yaiba started the whole bullshit about the whole animation bullshit. I remember watching Dragon Ball Super. I remember watching the final arc of Dragon Ball, and I remember enjoying it. And guess what? The studio of Dragon Ball Super is Toei Animation, and it was awesome. Guess what? It was in 2018. Did we care about, in that time, did we care about who's directing the episode? And who's the supervisor of the animation, of the colors, of the bullshit? We couldn't give a damn. Because why? Because we only wanted to enjoy whatever we're watching right now. If the story of this episode was shit, I'm gonna say it was shit. But if the story was good, I'm gonna say that it was awesome. The animation only needs to be good enough for me to watch it. And guess what? We're close to 2024. And there's no way we're gonna see a animation like we started, like the way try to start Bleach right now, or try to start Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, that animation sucked. Because why? Because Dragon Ball started in the I think late 80s or something. So it totally makes sense for the animation to be bad. Okay, that makes sense because I mean the quality itself was bad. But now it's awesome. Why do you even care who's directing the whole shit? I couldn't care less in my opinion. I couldn't give a damn. I really don't care who's directing this motherfucking shit. I couldn't care less. Because why? Because I love One Piece and I enjoy the story of One Piece. Why do I even give a fuck about when I'm seeing the Grossi and when his arm are starting to be like this? I need to see the color, the orange color specifically turning into green, because when you turn it that way, I mean physically it needs. Nobody gives a shit about what you think, okay? And I really need to drink, okay? All right. So I think that's what I really wanted to say. And again, I don't give a fuck about what you're gonna say, okay? If you're gonna argue with me like a gentleman, I totally respect you, and I'm totally gonna argue with you. But guess what? If you're gonna be a geek who started writing now in the comments, who I can see you now going in the comments like a geek. Well, guess what? You know nothing about animation because you're an idiot. Well, guess what? Yeah, I'm an idiot, okay? So get the fuck out of my channel, and I never wanna see you again. I'm tired. I've been depressed, I guess. So yeah, I think I really don't care about what you think. And if you're gonna argue with me like a gentleman, I respect you. Mwah! I love you, and I'm gonna argue with you. But if it's gonna be the opposite, get the fuck out of my channel. And I guess that's it, guys. So write down in the comment section below, what do you think? Do you agree with me on that? Do you think the animation of One Piece doesn't need to be that great like a movie or something? If you think the opposite, while respecting my opinion, you can write whatever you want to write in the comment section below. And I guess that's it, guys. Get out of here.